followed by Shah's K away from the rails. On his outside, 3 out in fact, is Ebony Grove, and Praise Indeed has dropped out a conspicuous last as they round the corner with 400 left to go. And Yippee-I-O turned right up against the rails. He's a length Taradu and Bridle Man. Pipe on the inside from Shah's K and Ebony Grove. Now Jimmy Cassidy shaking up Yippee-I-O. Taradu's gone up on his outside. Yippee-I-O fighting back from Taradu. Shah's K coming into it. Then Ebony Grove. Yippee-I-O pulling out plenty. Yippee-I-O, Taradu and Shah's K's coming quickly, but Yippee, reckon he might have just won. Yippee-I-O over Shah's K, nothing in it. Taradu third from Praise Indeed, followed home by Bridle Man, and then on the outside Ebony Grove, and last of all was Pipe.
Super Tab 4, Yippee-I-O, 190, 130. 5, Shah's K to return, 190. No third for 2, Taradu. And the treble, combination 884 to return, $422.30.
With Taradu, oh, this is close. Boy, gee, I tell you what, there's nothing in this. You look at the replay, and that outside horse you've got to bring right up there. It is very, very tight. Between 4 and 5, 5 and 4, and the judges poring over the colour computer image. Shah's K's got up. Shah's K has got up on
5, Shah's K, 410 for the win, 190. The place on Super Tab, and 885 that treble, 809.40.
Taradu in third position. A boil over in some respects, although Shah's K has had plenty of support. 470, 220. Number 4 at 120, and no third for number 2. Shah's K, trained by Gerald Ryan on the Gold Coast for Mr. Eric Cowell. A bay gelding, a 7-year-old by Mars K from Shannon Bell, and written by Larry Cassidy, who's beaten his brother Jimmy on the Interstellar gelding Yippee-I-O. And Taradu finding form today, which is very heartening for his connections, trained by Gary Fraser and written by Greg Ryan in third spot. Yes, from here, probably just a margin to the naked eye, Yippee, but Shah's K's lunged at him right on the post. And, oh boy, yes, the head's come down right on the mirror, and that has given victory to Shah's K by a nose. A nose in favour of Shah's K with a half neck between second and third. A nose, a half neck, 2:02.81 was the overall time. The first 1,000 metres took 62.88. And the last 600 in 35.76. Another very keenly contested weight for age race. Yippee pulled out plenty, but I really thought he was, despite the fact that Jimmy probably wasn't happy with the speed and went to the lead on him, I still think he was entitled to win that race, really. But if you've taken him in the Caulfield Melbourne Cups, I certainly wouldn't be riding him off after that, for sure and certain. Only his third run back from a spell. Here are the totes confirmed.
Things are pretty stable over there in the Honda stalls. They're ready. There's the light. Off in the Guineas. And looked a reasonable start. Rosa War easing back out of the early fray, and away very fast Gold Fame, Gold Crystal, and also Chamois. Over on the outside, Dancing Apollo. Back to the inside, Scenic Sprint, and with those Anterior. In that Division 2 was Ideal Option, and they were followed further out on the track, right around them by Pattern of Bells going up to put the pressure on the leading group. Further back behind those came Primrose Penny from Ras Brightia, Manala Pan, and then Apogee Storm and Rosa War last of all. And they slacken here, and a few of them had to take hold, where the leader was Chamois, shows the way by a half to in second placing Pattern of Bells down the side Anterior at the 1,000 cut loose and goes around them quickly to join in. They were followed by Dancing Apollo wide, Gold Crystal getting a nice run in the centre. On its inside, Gold Fame, 1.5 away Ideal Option owned. On the outside, the stablemate Scenic Sprint. French Flute followed by Manala Pan, and Rosa War takes off around them. Primrose Penny between horses, momentarily held up. Ras Brightia the inside, and back to last now is Apogee Storm. Coming to the home turn, 600 metres out, and Anterior took over at big odds. Anterior by a length and a half. Chamois, but there's only 4 lengths first to last now, and Rosa War from the rear of the field has cartwheeled around the outside. Going with it, Pattern of Bells. Chamois still there. Ras Brightia runs up hard behind those. Deeper on the track then came Primrose Penny, but held up. Wider out Manala Pan, but they're really not in it back there in the field. 200 out Anterior, the leader. Chamois comes at it, and now Rosa War, the Danehill filly, is starting to extend. Rosa War on the outside, and on the inside Chamois. Rosa War and Chamois nose for nose. Chamois fights back. Rosa War the outside. They hit it, split it. Oh, maybe Chamois from Rose of War, and flashing home Ideal Option and Apogee Storm at big odds right down the outside. Further back, Primrose Penny, who had a checkered passage. Manala Pan back to the inside. Ras Brightier followed further back then by Pattern of Bells. Gold Crystal didn't stay. Neither did Gold Fame nor Dancing Apollo. Anterior ran a cheeky race. Scenic Sprint, and last in was French Flute. Great photo finish this. Rose of War sailed after Chamois, looked to get on terms, and then it became survival of the fittest, and Chamois may have lifted to win, and has. Number 6, Chamois. The filly by Zabeel defeating the Danehill filly. Bit of breeding helps, doesn't it, these days? Beautifully bred fillies, the pair of them. At number 6, Chamois by Zabeel from the Starway mare Lacework. Raced by Mr. A.J. Kroger, who passed on the news just prior to the race that the preferred pronunciation is Chamois. And she's got home under the vigour of Paul Gatt, one of his most important wins, the young fellow apprentice to Peter Hayes, trained by Peter Hayes at Angaston at Lindsay Park. Second, number 10, Rose of War by Danehill from Savannah City, a new regent mare, Aaron Spiteri for Lee Friedman. And third placing to number 12, Apogee Storm by Voltage Peak from the Western Symphony mare Theatre Talk, Richard Stocker for Dean Saxon, out very wide at enormous odds, about 72 to 1 she was, and she's run the race of her life. 6, 10 and 12. Number 9 has got fourth, Ideal Option.
OK, we'll leave Ron there after the Guineas, an exciting race.
Off and running this time, didn't hold them for long. Down on the inside, Rose of Dane bounced quickly. St Clement's Bella's travelling up towards the front, and they're headed off by Gold Moment when they settle down. Brightside is wider out in the track and pushing up as Can See up in the middle when they settle into stride. And the leader, Gold Moment from Brightside, taking it on, and Can See third. They're followed out wider by Zazabel. At length further back in the race, then St Clement's Bell, followed by Interest Only. Further back then came Dane Lar. On the inside of it, Rose of Dane. A fair way back is Astrolita, and Interflurry is back second last. Brightside in front, going up the back of the track, and Brightside's out nearly a length in front now from Zazabel. Gold Moment third, and Dane Lar is taking off on the outside. It's pulled its way forward up third now on the outside, Dane Lar. Gold Moment fourth, a length further back, Can See. St Clement's Bell on the inside of Interest Only, and further back in the race, Rose of Dane. Interflurry and Astrolita, they're bunched up as they come along towards the 750 metre mark. Brightside a half in front of Zazabel, and on the outside, Dane Lar is caught wide. Over on the inside is Gold Moment, then Can See. Further back, St Clement's Bell locked away. Interflurry's gone around the outside. Astrolita deep from Interest Only, and Rose of Dane is last turning in into the straight. Brightside the leader now from Zazabel. Gold Moment locked away on the fence behind it, St Clement's Bell. Then came Dane Lar, followed by Interflurry up the middle with Astrolita. Brightside in front, here's Interflurry, and Astrolita coming home well. Dane Lar dropping out. St Clement's Bell can't get out, and Rose of Dane with a late run. Interflurry hit the front, tackled by Astrolita. Rose of Dane down the outside, but Interflurry found a length, got clear of Astrolita and Rose of Dane, and Interflurry, a much improved filly. Away she goes. Interflurry, she bolts in 2 lengths to Rose of Dane, ahead third Astrolita, then Zazabel, further back St Clement's Bell, Interest Only, then Dane Lar, further back in the race, then Can See, Brightside, and last of all is Gold Moment.
And the winner, number 8, Interfury at 440, 170. Second, 7, Rose of Dane, 210. For Astrolita, $3.
8 Interflurry to pay 460, 180. 7 Rose of Dane, 190. 4 Astrolita, 280. Both protests Brisbane. Dismissed 10, 12, 8 and correct weight there. Also correct weight at the Gold Coast.
Number 7 is second, Rose of Dane. And third, 4 Astrolita, 8, 7 and 4. Gee, she's got a good turn of foot, this one. They turned for the run-in. She was second or third last, but they had bunched when they wheeled for home, and she made her run down the centre of the track after Brightside was in front. And then Interflurry and Astrolita came quickly, and they overpowered the leaders in a couple of bounds. But the key to this filly, and she's got a Group 1 turn of foot, I can tell you. At the 200 metre mark, Gouch put a couple around her tail, and she just found 2 to 3 lengths.
About to move in, Kembla.
National Racing Service, Totes.
This time a beautiful start. Camarina, one of the best to break. Say Good Morning out well. So was Sunline going quickly. Zola with Zar Royale. Crimson Flight and Liana not far back, and the same for Wichita. As Camarina drifts back a little on the inside, so too Winter Garden on her rudder. A length and a half well disposed, and then comes In Search Dharmala to Confer. And the last is Smoke and Fire, racing past the 1200, and Say Good Morning to the lead by 3/4 of a length on Sunline. Wichita third. Liana very wide out from Camarina, and between Liana and Camarina is Winter Garden. Zola's out right out off the track, about 5 and 6 wide from Well Disposed. Then In Search Crimson Flight, followed closely by Zar Royale Dharmala. Confer second last, and Smoke and Fire's last. Say Good Morning at the halfway leads the Flight Stakes field, about 2 lengths on the favourite Sunline. 2.5 lengths to Wichita on the inside. Camarina a length further back then is Liana, followed by Zola, who's been wide from the word go. In Search is next, a length and a half. Zar Royale, Well Disposed, Dharmala, Confer, Crimson Flight, second last Smoke and Fire, and Winter Garden has dropped out to last. Into the straight in the Flight Stakes, and Sunline canters up to Say Good Morning, and they put 2.5 lengths on Camarina, followed by Wichita, and then Dharmala, but Sunline extending for Larry Cassidy, and this top-class New Zealand filly raced away. Sunline about 3 or 4, Camarina, followed by Say Good Morning, Wichita and Confer, but she is a beauty. Look at her go. Sunline 7 out of 7, Camarina second, Confer third, but Sunline does it again. Camarina second, and third was Confer from Wichita. Dharmala, Zar Royale, Say Good Morning, followed home then by Well Disposed, a gap to In Search. They're coming in at long intervals. There goes Smoke and Fire, Zola, Crimson Flight, Liana, and Winter Garden last of all.
1 Sunline, 150, 120. 7 Camarina, 250. 6 Confer, 230. Correct weight Canberra. Weights right Canberra.
Sunline, and another big win for Larry Cassidy. Number 1 Sunline, $1.50 and $1.20. 7 Camarina has run second, $2.40, and Confer number 6 has run third. She'll pay $2.30. By Desert Sun from Songline, trained by Trevor McKee from Takanini in New Zealand for himself, T.A. Green and Mrs. H.M. Lusty. A Bay Filly 3, and 3 Australian starts, and of course winning the Furious at Randwick, then the Rosehill T-Rose, and here today picking up for her connections 238,000 in the Flight Stakes. 176 official, Camarina. What a quality filly she is, from the John Morrissey stable in Canberra. Bay filly by Dane Hill from Canny Miss Matthew Carl, and number 6 Confer, a Dane Hill filly by the great sire from Shackle and trained by Clary Connors, Chris Munson. The official 4th was number 8, and that was Wichita. The time 1:34.83 is only 0.60 outside only a ladies' race record, and the sectional breakdown coming up shortly. Here it is now, the sectional for the first 800 in a very quick 46.64, the last 600 in 36.19. The winning margin 3 lengths, with 3 3/4 between second and third. She spread eagled them, didn't she? Sunline. Yes, well, how good is she? I suppose she'll... well, I wonder what Trevor McKee will do with an hour, whether he'll take her home and give her a spell, or whether he might be tempted for a couple of rich pickings in Melbourne. All depends on the filly. She might let... all the talking be done after she pulls up. But by gee, I tell you what, she mightn't be beating the cream of the crop here, but she's beating them so easily. Just shows how good she is.
Moving into Toowoomba.
Okay, checking the totes.
Off and running this time. Painter's bounced away quickly with Blaze the Turf. They got out fast. Let's have a look for Dandalas. She's going to come straight down the outside, and she's showing high speed to go up and head them off. Over on the flat side here, and Paint in front now from on the outside, Blaze the Turf. Sir Boom just behind those, and further back then Rock You, and a length and a half further back Flak Jacket. They're the 5 over on the flat rail, Grandstand rail, and Dandalas showing them a clean pair of plates out in front by 2 lengths now to Tauke. On the outside of it, Hockney, a length and a half further back Cornwall Queen. They're followed by Classic Day. Further back then Zar Hero. And last of all is Rebel coming down the grandstand rail. Dandalas in front out there, about a length in front now from Hockney and Tauke, who's niggled at. They're followed by Cornwall Queen. Paint shot 2 in front over on the flat side now from Blaze the Turf. Then Rock You, a gap Sir Boom and Flak Jacket. Dandalata under some pressure on the outside. Tauke's got on terms. Tauke and Dandalata coming down the outside. They're in front of Paint over on the flat side. It's Dandalata, Tauke. They're fighting it out now from Getting Clear. Rebel and coming home well. It's Dandelar just in front. Rebel's got it. Rebel coming at Dandelar. Rebel, a boil over. Rebel scores 3/4 to Dandelar. Classic Day third from Tau K, Zahiro, Hockney, Cornwall Queen. And they beat home the flat side easily, headed by Rock U Paint. Then further back, Saboom from Blaze the Turf and Flak Jacket.
Winner, 6 Rebel, 16.80, 3.90, 10 Dandelar, 1.50, 8 Classic Day, $3.80.
In a boil over here in the Rupert Steel.
6 Rebel, 17.60, 4.30, 10 Dandelar, 1.50, 8 Classic Day, 3.40, Daily Double Combination 1 and 6, 145.40.
Being tackled by Tau K. Again, she got a hit in front down at the Stewards Tower inside the 200, but Rebel about 3 to 4 away from the outside fence by the time he's got to the line, has beaten Dandelar number 10 and number 8 Classic Day running on well into third placing. So it's 6, 10 and 8.
And in the last, staging open.
Okay, we'll have a look at that those figures soon. National Racing Service, Canberra race 6, the last at 4.
Racing. Juggler didn't jump out all that well, and Adam was one of the smartest out. Super Slew and Bazile Bay got going very quickly, and Pleasure Giver is right up there in the early stages, followed by Armed for Action and then Champagne. A length and a half further back in the field, Super Crest, followed by Arletty. After a length then to El Mirada, Blazing Steel, Northern Drake out very wide. Over on the inside next is Dodge, and that clump is Iron Horse, followed by Cheviot, and then Corporate James on the inside, Tri-Cove and Rustic Dream a long way back with Juggler, and Pursuits is the tail ender. As they come down the side, they've gone mad in front. Bazile Bay leads 2.5 to 3 lengths on Adams. 6 Pleasure Giver, followed on the inside Super Slew, then Super Crest, a length then to Armed for Action, followed by Arletty on the rails, a break Champagne, Iron Horse, Dodge on the inside from Blazing Steel, El Mirada, then comes Cheviot, a length and a half to Corporate James, then Northern Drake, Tri-Cove, on airs a long way back, so too Pursuits, Rustic Dream, and Juggler is at the rear. The Epsom field is on the corner, 500 to go, and Bazile Bay giving them something to catch, and he straightens up to Adam. 3 to Pleasure Giver, Super Slew, followed on the inside Dodge, and further back in the field is Arletty. Champagne at the head of the remainder, 2.20 to go, and Bazile Bay is the leader. They're starting to close in. Dodge is hurtling up on the inside, followed by Adam, Super Slew, and then Arletty, followed by Champagne, but Dodge hits the front. Super Slew going with Dodge. They hit it. Dodge from Super Slew or Iron Horse wide out. Tri-Cove and Pursuits not far away. And then came Arletty and Corporate James, followed by Rustic Dream, Adam. Bazile by Armed for Action, and then Pleasure Giver with Cheviot, Juggler. Champagne, Northern Drake on air, Super Crest, and the last two were Blazing Steel and El Mirada.
8 Dodge, 6.70, 2.60, 21 Super Slew, good place dividend, 12.90, and 2 Iron Horse, 6.80.
$1.60 and $2.70. They came at him left, right and centre. And let's have a look at this big screen, this great big screen.
5 and 8 Daily Double, 39.40.
Rick Wade, Perth, moving in.
Super Slew and Iron Horse were not far away. But we await the judges' numbers on the Cannon Epsom handicap. Dodge by Kenny Ladd from Damsel is trained by John Hawkes for the Woodland Stud Syndicate, Jack and Bobbingham. Larry Cassidy in the saddle, but no numbers up at the moment. I think the judges are probably having a look at the photo for start a new regime.
Okay, we're not covering that Toowoomba event. Let's clear some more details. We have dividends, race number 7, Brisbane. 8, 21 and 2, official Sydney. 8, 21 and 2 as called by Ian. Now we have dividend.
And they're off and running in the final event, and Fire Lake has bounced away quickly down on the inside. Our Dynamic Lady went back to the tail. Back there with it is Mizamai, and Chow Baby out fast, and Greeting began quickly today as up third on the outside of Our Scenario, and coming around the outside. Staging is starting to push forward up towards the front. Going with it from the back of the field now, Mizamai. They're right across the track here. Fire Lake and Staging have gone up, with Staging getting its head up and Chow Baby pushing up in the middle. Chow Baby now headed by Staging, who goes to the front. Mizamai is very deep, followed for the back by Fire Lake on the fence. A length in our scenario. Around the outside of it, Camino Rose. They're followed by Chippy's Daughter, greeting back in the middle. Further back in the race then came Tinakajura, is racing out deep. A length and a half further back, Classy Babe. Noir here on the inside from Gift Tenery, Caniana. And Our Dynamic Lady is last of all. Staging racing very deep off the fence. Led now, coming around the turn from Chow Baby and Fire Lake. They're followed further back in the race by Our Scenario on the outside of Greeting. Further back then came to the outside Mizamai in the home straight. Camino Rose back in the middle and down the outside Chili's. Greeting Chow Baby and Fire Lake in the home straight from Mizamai. Here's Caniana from the back of the field down the middle, followed by Chili's across the track, and Caniana out deep has raced with Mizamai to go up and tackle over on the inside Chow Baby. Then Our Dynamic Lady, the New Zealander, running home late, but Caniana hit the front at the 100-metre mark. Our Dynamic Lady after it quickly. Caniana in front. Our Dynamic Lady got it on the line. Our Dynamic Lady in the last stride over Caniana. Mizamai third, followed further back by Camino Rose, Chippy's Daughter, Chili's, Chow Baby and Greeting. Behind them, Our Scenario from the Warsia. Further back, Staging had a tough run. Behind those is Classy Babe. Then Gift Tenery, Tinakajua and Fire Lake weakened at the tail.
15 Our Dynamic Lady, 1980 and 520. 5 Caniana, 280. 10 Mizamai, 490.
15 Our Dynamic Lady, 2080 and 570. Number 5 Caniana, 280 and 10 Mizamai, 460.
Mizamai has run third, 15, 5 and 10.
Direct weight at the coast.
15, 5 and 10 with Our Dynamic.
For a $5.50, and we go down $4.90 for number 9 La Hill. Now, if there is a problem, I'll have 50 to say it's intermission playing up. Now, the lights are on. Gates are back. La Hill near the inside, fairly away. Oh, intermission stood flat-footed. You could pick that was going to happen. Last of all, Flying Celebrity away quickly. It's moving up on the outside of La Hill and going fast now is Wobble the Grey in the centre from Mycology. Not far away, Casey Ann. Marty's Magic a bit wide as Fashion File improves on the fence from La Guichet. Daikara about 6 lengths away, intermission. Over the crossing and Flying Celebrity at the 750. Roll to the front by a length and a half on La Hill. Wobble the Grey the outside, then Casey Ann 2 lengths away in the field to Mycology on the outside of Fashion File from Marty's Magic, La Guichet, Dakara, and about 6 lengths to intermission. They're on the final bend, 500 to go, and the front runner is the hot pot. It's Flying Celebrity turning first. 2 lengths in front of Wobble. La Hill about to get off the fence. Casey Ann the outside and Marty's Magic about to be called upon. On top of the rise, Flying Celebrity in front. Running a race, Casey Ann the outside from La Hill. Fashion File the fence, and then Mycology. Muntz hasn't got fair dinkum on the favourite yet. Flying Celebrity in front. He'll have to shortly. Casey Ann's trying hard. Now he goes for it. Flying Celebrity in front. She's holding Casey Ann at the moment. Casey Ann lunging late. Flying Celebrity in front. They hit the line. Well, you'd think Flying Celebrity from Casey Ann, but the other one that we had in the Craven Plate made it very tough to have a go on this. Might be Flying Celebrity from Casey Ann and third Fashion File. They were followed by La Guichet, Mycology. Then came Intermission, Daikara further back, Marty's Magic, La Hill, and Wobble last in. Well, I still swear that Yippee-I-O won the Craven Plate after even looking at replays, and he was on the inside. Probably shouldn't have a go here, but maybe Flying Celebrity. Judge calls for the photo. Looking at our replay, they hit the line. The inside maybe, yes. Three's got it. Three's got it. Flying Celebrity over Casey Ann, and they've had a battle royal, and there was a bit of tightening towards the end too. Flying Celebrity, Chris Muntz the winner, 2 Casey Ann second, and number 11, Fashion File third. Number 3, Flying Celebrity the winner, Chris Muntz for Jack Denham. And she was away quickly. He nursed her up the rise. He nursed her to the 100. She was travelling better than Casey Ann. Casey Ann was flat chat staying with her. She was a neck behind. And then Muntz had to pull the whip with plenty of vigour the last little bit. And Casey Ann has lunged. She's having a first run back from a spell, and she was just one run away from toppling the favourite. Number 3, Flying Celebrity, the totes are about to appear, has won from number 2, Casey Ann. Fashion File, number 11, third. 4th home going to number 5, Daikara. 5th home going to number 7, Mycology. And to make up the superfecta, we have number 10, and that was Intermission. A tidy tappy after the running of the last, but Flying Celebrity for Chris Muntz getting there in the last stride.
Alrighty, there you go. Terry Bailey on the last race there in a thriller with Flying Celebrity.